Welcome to Making Video Games with Python, Lesson 7. In this video, we're going to cover quite a few topics that include being able to click on an image, increasing the speed of an image, adjusting the health of our images, and then finally how to display text on our screen. So let's get to it. So let's go ahead and open up our game. And let's just review where we're at. So based off our code, we can see here, we're able to have the zombie collide with the turkey, in essence, the zombie eating the turkey, and the turkey will move to a random location. We also have it set if the zombie collides with the mouse, which is our crosshair, the zombie now moves to a random location. And let's just see that. So we should get a collision here between the zombie and the turkey. So you saw that the turkey moved to a different location. And now anytime my crosshairs collide with the zombie moves to a different location. But for a more realistic feel of the idea of having crosshair, it's really about shooting. So we want to be able to not just have the mouse collide with the zombie, but we want to be able to click. So we want to require the user to click on the zombie, not just have it collide with the zombie. So luckily enough for us, the mouse has a variable called left click that does exactly that. It returns true if the person has clicked the mouse, or returns false if the person hasn't clicked on the mouse. So now that we have these two conditions that we need to have met in order to kind of consider it us shooting the zombie, we need to introduce a logical operator. And the logical operator we're going to use is the AND. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the AND logical operator, you could just take it from your natural language. Again, we've used the word AND in our normal everyday speech, where we know that two things have to be met in order for the overall condition to be met. Again, it might be easier for us to simply see the results of this. Okay, so we saw before that if I simply put my mouse over the zombie, it would move to a random location. But notice now, it doesn't. That's because this left side of the condition is being met in that I am colliding, the zombie is colliding with the mouse, but I haven't clicked on it. Now I'm actually going to hover and click. And hopefully you can hear my mouse clicking. So notice when I click, the zombie moves. Now I'm just going to click somewhere else on the screen. Notice the zombie is not moving to a random location. Well, at that point, the right side of the condition is being met in that I am clicking the mouse, but the zombie hasn't collided with the mouse. And in this instance, the left side of the condition is being met in that the zombie is colliding with the mouse, but I'm not clicking the mouse. So the right side's not being met. Again, the way the logical AND operator works is that both sides, the conditions on both sides have to be met in order to result in the whole condition being met. So again, now the only time I can interact with the zombie is when I'm over it and I'm clicking. So again, I don't know about you, but if I'm being shot, I'm not going to stand still. So it'd be nice for us to be able to have the zombie speed up somehow. Now, we've used set speed to set the initial speed of the zombie. There is a way for us to directly access the speed variable. Again, I'm not going to open up the game library, but if you want to, if you go to the image object or the game object, you will see a speed variable. And what we can use is a plus equal to increase the value of that speed variable by 2. So if the zombie starts off at 4, the first time I shoot it, its speed will now go to 6. And then the next time I shoot it, it will go to 8. So this plus equal results in increasing the value of speed by whatever value I put here. So let's see this in action. And let me just bring the code up. Because I want to have you make that connection between what's happening on the screen and the code. Now you might not be able to tell there, but the zombie is a little faster. A little faster. So every time I successfully click on it, you can see, I mean, at this point, there's no doubt the zombie's definitely moving faster. Again, every time I successfully click on the mouse and the mouse is on top of the zombie moves to a random location and it speeds up. So now we got to add the next part of this, which is, okay, these images, the turkey and the zombie, their health should be decreasing. So we're going to use a similar technique like we just used for the speed health. And this time we're simply going to say a minus equals, let's say 10. So every time the zombie eats the turkey, its health is going to decrease by 10. Now for this, I will jump into the game library. And I think at this point, I'll also show you the speed. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit. And I'm going to start by looking at the game object. Again, everything that's in the game object is shared with images. So we can see here that the speed variable actually comes from the game object. But again, everything that's in the game object is available to the image and the animation classes, as well as the shape class. Let's go down to the image class, and here we go. So we see two variables that we could have used. We could have used health, which initially starts at 100, or we could have used damage, which starts at 0. Again, it's up to you how you decide. So when I do a minus equals 10, it's starting at 100, and the turkey's health will decrease by 10 every single time. Let's do the same thing for the zombie. So let's have the zombie's health decrease by 10 every time we shoot the zombie. So we could run the game right now and, these variables, these values will be adjusted, but we're not going to see the results of that. So we need to have a way of displaying the turkey's health as well as the zombie's health on the screen. Again, to kind of give the player some feedback. For this, we're going to go back to the game library and we're going to access the game object itself. And just I'm going to scroll to the very top just to show you we are in the game object. And I'm going to scroll through and we'll see that there is an option for draw text. So from the game object, which we haven't used in a little bit, in a few lessons, we can use the game object to draw text. And what does it want? It wants a message and a location for the message. In a future lesson, we'll see how we can specify the font to make it look nicer. But right now, we're just going to keep it normal. So let's say game, which is the variable that we created that's of type game. Let's do draw text. And let's do turkey health. And now let's add the actual value of turkey's health. Now, one of the things that is unique to Python is that when you concatenate strings together, you have to then convert the numerical value into a string. So that's what this str is doing. It's taking that numerical value, converting it to a string, so I can then join it with this other string. Let's go ahead and give it a location of 1010. And let's just start with this one. All right, so you can see here, the turkey's health is 80. Again, the turkey automatically already starts off at the same location as the zombie, so it's almost an instant hit when the game starts. But you can see here, the turkey's already collided a couple of times, or I should say the zombies collided a couple of times with the turkey, and the turkey's health has gone down. Now let's also draw the zombie's health on the screen. So let's do a game dot draw text of zombie health, and we do the same thing. Well, we're going to use str to convert the zombie's health, which is a number, into a string so we can join it with this other string. We'll put it at the same x value, and we'll simply just move it down a little bit. We'll move it down by 20 units. Okay, so we can see here, it's a little hard to see, but the zombie's health is at 100, and let's start shooting it, and we can see the health is going down. And hopefully right now you can kind of feel there's a game here. Matter of fact, the turkey is going into negative numbers. Obviously, we don't want to get to that point. But that is the subject of another video. So let's go back to our presentation and let's review what we've done. So in this video, we saw that we can use the mouse left click in conjunction with a collided with to effectively click on images. We saw that as the result of that clicking, we could speed up an image. We can also adjust the health of an image. These are variables that are available for image objects. The game object provides the ability to draw text on the screen, which for us was convenient or useful because it allowed us to draw the health of the zombie and the turkey on the screen, kind of giving the user some feedback that, they're reaching their ultimate goal. So hopefully you're excited about finishing Zombie Thanksgiving, and enjoy.